Hello Internet, thanks for tuning in into Lifestyle Infinite. Today we will be restoring and modifying an ancient relic of a keyboard. This is the legendary original TVS Gold. So let's get the show started. It has been already hacked in the past. Initially it came with a PS2 connector and later it was retrofitted with a USB Type A port with help of a mod chip. Our main objective today is to replace some of the faulty keys, probably a couple of them. Then we will retrofit it further by removing the USB Type A cable and add a female Type C port so that it simply use my existing pre-routed Type C cable to connect this keyboard straight to my PC. Before we start to dismantle this keyboard, it is always wise to click a picture of the key placement. Even if you screw up, you will have a place to return back. While on it, I will also clean years of grime from it. This keyboard did not came with a keycap removal tool, so I got myself one online. To confirm the defective key switches, you can fire up an online utility to check. Now let's start with the disassembly. The best feature of this keyboard specifically is that it came with Cherry MX Blue Switches. It is very rare to find OG Cherry switches in a keyboard like this. Sadly, the newer ones have clone Longhua switches, which are very cheap and not as reliable. Post disassembly, the keycaps and the body is going on a nice soapy bath. There are a lot of keycaps to take apart. Without a proper tool, it is a nightmare. As you can see, these cherry switches are unlike anything available currently. It is totally for the function, not for aesthetic, no support for RGB shine through. Post the initial disassembly is done, we can make a note of the wires which are going to and from the mod chip so that we can figure out how the mod chip works and how we can integrate the Type-C connector to it. And also we will check on the pads of the switches so that we can be sure that the switches are at fault, not the circuitry or the traces with a multimeter. This is the mod chip which is currently used in the keyboard. This mod chip takes in the input from the keyboard, which was supposed to be a PS2 input, and adapts it to USB Type A. We will remove the USB Type A cable, desolder it from the mod chip, and we will be adapting it to a Type C female port instead. We are using this Type C breakout board. I got this breakout board from Amazon and these are quite easily available and quite inexpensive. So after adapting this, our keyboard will be working with any Type-C cable. As you can see, we need to replace a couple of key switches, but I was not able to find any seller who is willing to sell 5 or 10 switches. I need to get a pack of 50 or 100 switches. That is not practical. So I went for an alternate switch, which is the Kailh Blue Switches. I was able to find a pack of 5 switches and it will get the job done. It looks same, the color is a bit off, sounds almost same, and it will do the job. Now it's time to find a place inside the keyboard where the TypeC breakout board can be mounted. Usually old hardware like this have a ton of unused space in them. After lining the port, we will make a hole in the body to make the TypeC port accessible from the outside, and then we will solder the mod chip to the breakout board and the keyboard to the mod chip, and that will complete the circuitry. While on it, we will also replace the faulty Cherry MX switches with the new Kailh Blue Switches. As you can see, this keyboard does not support hot swapping of switches, so there will be a lot of soldering and desoldering required in order to replace the switches. As the difficult part is over, now we will be putting it back together and testing it whether the operation is successful or not, and if it is a success, we will assemble it completely. While browsing YouTube, I came across a few videos where the keyboard enthusiasts loops their switches. The easiest method to do the same is to apply WD-40 inside the key switches. So while on it, I had a spare can of WD-40, so I sprayed some of it within each key switches. I've tested with a couple of switches, it made some difference in a positive way, so I decided to do it for all the key switches. And everything is working, and it is working better than I expected. So let's assemble it. Seems like the upgrade is successful. Thanks for watching this video till the end. I hope you got to learn something new. Please post what could have been done better, and also your suggestion for upcoming videos in the comment section. Thanks again. See you around.